What is going on, guys? I'm Jada Black, of course. I want to speak on this topic regarding a mixed couple, okay, that was denied a marriage because of Christian beliefs. Now, I haven't seen a story like this before, especially recently. Now, I have heard of people refusing to marry couples because they were of the same gender. But I haven't really heard it because of being due to interracial dating. But apparently, that is what is going on. Okay. Now, I want y'all to understand. Everybody have different beliefs. There are a lot of people with just different belief systems. Okay. And doing research, this has happened. I would say there's a story in 2009 of this happening. And there was one recently as of 2 days ago. All right. Now, there's an article here from USA Today that I'm going to read and tell you about. Let's see. This is from Jackson, Mississippi. So, yeah. An IR Mississippi couple was turned away from a wedding venue with the owner citing her refusal based on Christian beliefs. I don't know what Christian beliefs have to do with intermixing. But maybe she just made up on the fly, but we're going to get into it. The owner of the venue has since apologized, saying she was raised to believe interracial marriage was an understood subject. Let's see. In a now viral video posted on Facebook on Saturday by LaCombra Welch, an unidentified woman can be heard saying in part, "We don't do gay weddings or mixed race weddings because of our Christian race." Christian race. Anyway, I mean our Christian belief. With the 2016 passage of the House Bill 1523, Mississippi businesses are allowed to deny services based on their religious views. The bill also prevents government intervention when churches or businesses act based upon or in a manner consistent with a sincerely held religious belief or moral conviction. It seems like they got all their I's dotted and their T's crossed in this one. They said no government intervention. Well, it seems to me that Mississippi seemed like a very, 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 very religious conservative state. There's nothing wrong with that. And they've made sure to keep the government as far away from their state as possible. You know, this could have been in response to the Obama administration by certain people in Mississippi. Listen, I'm not saying that this is right. You know, but again, these businesses have the right to deny who they want to deny. Now, I'm not a pusher of interracial dating or marrying, but I will say this, especially as a black man, if other black men choose to date women outside their race or marry them, I have no issue with that. The same thing we said for black women. I'm not one of those people that holds these beliefs that you have to stick to your own group. I'm not one of those people because you don't want people together just cause. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have a bunch of unhappy people who are going to be miserable. And that misery is going to tear those people apart. It's going to ruin them. You know, yes, one very bad relationship can ruin you for a very long time because people have a hard time being able to heal from bad relationships. Okay? Let's see. The bill was primarily directed at the orientation or the same gender marriage. Race was not a part of the legislation. Okay. According to multiple media reports, Welch went to Boone's camp event hall in Booneville on Saturday with her mother after finding out the venue would not host her brother, who is black, and his fiance, who is white. In the video, Welch begins to ask the woman, well, we're Christians as well, so what in the Bible tells you that? But the woman interrupts her by saying, well, I just don't want to argue my faith. We just don't participate. We just choose not to, she said. Welch could not be reached for comment Tuesday. Yeah, of course not. And the video is no longer publicly available on her Facebook. Calls to Boone's camp event hall went unanswered, according to the Mississippi Secretary of State's website. The space is registered to David and Donna Russell of Booneville. Boone's camp event hall has since deleted her Facebook page, but not before they posted an apology and said after researching they found that the woman's views on interracial marriage were unfound. In screenshots obtained by WCBI TV in Columbus, Mississippi, the event hall posted an apology, saying in part, as a child growing up in Mississippi, our racial boundaries that were unstated were that of staying in your own race. Look, Mississippi has a long history of discrimination. We all know this, okay? And this doesn't help the perception. Now, this is just one person, but it doesn't help the perception. And the fact that people aren't going to like the fact that Mississippi has become uber religious. And that too plays a part into it, because we all know that the mainstream media does not like the Christian belief for whatever reason. They take every opportunity to take it out of schools, to take it out of, politics, but they put everything else in politics. So. And that's a double-edged sword. That's what Mississippi's dealing with. And these type of situations is a bad look. You deny somebody because they are in an intermixed relationship. That's stupid to me. I mean, you're turning down business, And let me just say this too. Usually the people who stand against IR dating the most are usually the ones who participated in it. You can't be against something and not like it unless you participated in it, and that's what people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Because to be as old as this particular person is, and for them to show this much ignorance, just shows the type of they're not as morally righteous as they claim to be. Because if they are, they will know as being Christian, but you're accepting of everybody. The Christian faith started in the Middle East, where a lot of what you telling me people, Middle Eastern people, are all look the same. I'm just saying. Let's see. In the post, the woman said her husband asked her where the Bible mentioned biracial relationships. After spending the weekend looking for it and consulting her pastor, the woman said she realized her beliefs were incorrect, saying, as my Bible reads, there are two requirements for marriage, and race has nothing to do with either. The woman then apologized for her ignorance and not knowing the truth. My intent was never about discrimination, but to stand firm on what I assume was right concerning marriage, she said. It was not clear whether the woman had reached out to Welch or the couple apologized. Well, the particular lady who posted it, she took it down. Maybe because they talked behind the scenes and they agreed to take it down. Maybe they're going to go through with the whole, doing the marriage thing. But let me just say this. This is not a big story, because I'm Googling it. I don't see a lot of blogs talking about it. As a matter of fact, I'm seeing posts from 2009, but I don't see a lot of websites writing about this. Let me tell you why a lot of the mainstream media don't care about this. They don't care about this because it doesn't fit their narrative. They're not talking about, you do have some mainstream sites talking about it, but for the most part, you don't see your average, always complaining about what conservatives are doing and Trump and you're not accepting because, they like to date the same gender. Let me tell you why this is going to be forgotten about. Because it doesn't fit into what society not society, but what a lot of people on social media tend to care about. They tend to care about whether somebody's coming out or whether somebody's in a same gender relationship. That's what they seem to care about. That's what most of the lamestream media cares about. They care about being able to push agendas and narratives. And this doesn't do any. Now, it does push the narrative of, race, but again, I don't think they really care like that. You know what I'm saying? Because this would be a bigger deal, and it's not. It's not. And it's not going to be, unfortunately. But that's why I'm making a video on. I'm making a video just to highlight some of these news stories that the media don't want to talk about, or they're just going to forget about. And I think that this story it's just a ignorance. This person is ignorant. Maybe they were jealous because they were never able to get with with the brother they wanted to get with. Because that's how it seems to me. It just seemed to me that maybe she's harboring some ill will, because I believe she may have dated the brother and it didn't work out. Because I'm telling you, a lot of these people who claim to be against others who are in, certain relationships, usually, for the most part, they've engaged in these type of relationships. And that's how it seems to me. Hopefully this couple is still able to get married. I think that this particular female, her own feelings were caught up in this. And this is an embarrassing look for her and the particular venue. It is. So